See, coming up with the idea is one thing. And creating that idea, developing this idea, and having a sustainable startup. We need to, people come up with lot of zeal, lot of enthusiasm, but they lack what they lack in, how a business can be sustained.
Welcome everyone to Udyog Niti, showcasing the initiatives of policymakers brought to you by SMEVenture Engage Media. I am Yasmeen Khan, your host for the day, and I am very glad to welcome today passionate, self-driven, dynamic entrepreneur and a policymaker, President of Chamber of Marathwada Industries and Agriculture, Mr. Kamleish Dhoot. Welcome, sir.
Uh, Good morning, and thank you for this sweet introduction.
Today, through our conversation, we'll try to give an insight of CMIA and relation with MSME and many more other things. So let's start. Sir, firstly, can you just tell us about your journey of being president of CMIA?
Well, CMIA is a 50-year-old organization. It has a long legacy, so the dynamics are very strong over here. Being from Aurangabad, it is one of the largest industrial associations where we have members like Bajaj Auto, and also we have members, small members, MECMEs, SMEs, who are also our members. So it's like, taking care of the entire, the requirements of each industries are different. And CMI has to be on its toes to take care, because we have around 40,000 industries here. And out of that, we have around major industries, around 800 industries are our members. And most of the large corporations are our members. So CMI has various roles to play. And of course, it's very challenging, but also, it's a learning experience. As if you take life, it's always been a learning experience. So I look at it as a learning experience for me also, and for my entire CMI team, who's completely new. And we have had a wonderful journey until now. Also, there are various verticals. I would come about the CMI if you would like to know. CMI is not just a group of individuals coming together and taking care of the policies, taking care of the interest of the association. This is one small function which CMI takes care. But we have various verticals. I mean, rather than verticals, I would say we have various things which are happening. Like we have an energy cell which is very updated and is always taking care of the policies, also taking care of what can be done. We are also part of the meetings of the government, various committees where decisions are taken. Similarly, we have one of the major CEPI index, which we call a CEPI index. This is a pollution control index which has been formed by the NGT, National Green Tribunal, and we are also part of that. And we are always on toes to see that how pollution can be kept in control, because industrialization is one part, but also at the same time the ecosystem, you need to take care of the society, you need to take care of the green zones if you have to survive. So we also have been taking very big initiative in being a part of this. So such are various initiatives which are being taken care by the CMI. At the same time, we have various verticals. One vertical is a cluster development cell. We have one of the largest cluster development, Marathwada Auto Cluster, which is an engineering cluster. The entire cluster has been funded by private individuals, semi-government and government, state government and central government. And the outlay has been for 84 crores. And I'm proud to say it is working on its own. I mean, it is making profits, it is generating profits, and it is doing very well. We are also coming up with a Devgiri electronic cluster, which will be taking care of the electronic industry, needs of the electronic industry. So also there are other various clusters which are working. Also, we have one more vertical which we'll be talking later. I will be talking about it. It's about the magic, which is startup, how we are supporting the startup. Then we also are working, skill development is there. So there are various verticals which we are working on. Of course, we have our hands full. And lately, we are also working with the municipal commissioner to form an agreement of the Twin Cities, which was just announced last night. We are forming a Twin City memorandum of association with a German company, German city, Ingolstadt, which is a home of Audi. Audi is being manufactured there. The synergy being that we have a lot of German companies in Aurangabad. Audi is manufactured in Aurangabad. So this is how we are taking forward. Thank you.
Great, sir. Nice to hear this all things. So, can you just tell me, like, what are the main objectives? Like, how can you frame the main objectives of CMIA?
CMIA, we started this association with an objective
Hmm.
of taking care of the policies, taking care of the issues of the government, to raise the issues of the industries with various governments, maybe at the state level, at central level, and also at
Hmm.
the district level also. So this was the prime objective we started this association. Of course, this is
Hmm.
still there, but now we have also started focusing on the not only on the policies but also on the needs of the association, of the industries, like skill development, which is a big requirement here. So that we are also coming up with a skill development center in association with CII in Shendra, new the Auric city. So it would be a it would be a state of art skill development center where we will be developing various creating skills for the so that it can the opportunities, job opportunities can be provided to the members. We are also now working with Strive, which is a Government of India initiative, where around 600 members, 600 people are going to be trained and they will be deployed in 60 various companies. We have entered into an MOU with various companies wherein 3 months training will be given on theoretical level and 9 months they will be given in-plant training. They will also be provided with small apprenticeship amount to sustain and then they will be deployed in the same industry. So these are the various opportunities. I mean, we are looking forward to various things like, of course, right now we were also focusing a lot on COVID issues, which are very challenging.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, like pre-COVID, COVID, and post-COVID. This is the timeline which I wanted to ask you. Like, how can you just give us the insight? How was this pre-COVID, COVID, and post-COVID for CMIA?
The first thing I should tell you, no one in the world had an inkling about how COVID is going to,
Hmm.
affect our
Correct.
daily life. When we started with the lockdown, when we suddenly the lockdown had come, no one knew how much lockdown would be, what would be the extent of lockdown. I mean, everyone had their own views about it.
Hmm.
So, as soon as the lockdown came, the first thing which came was that what would happen to the industry. And then there was a second. Then the social angle came. I mean, before thinking about the industry, we started working on a social angle. There were a lot of migrant laborers who were left helpless. They had no
Hmm.
food to eat. So it was, we started working stepwise. We knew that
Okay.
we have to put in day in and day out. I mean, first thing we started providing around seven food packets and various amenities for 7,000 workers in all over the Aurangabad, so that they
Hmm.
could sustain, at least they could live. That was the point. And the second thing, I remember after 21st of March, my first meeting with Honorable Collector was on 24th or 26th, 25th of March, wherein we suggested that, sir, please allow utility industries, essential industries to start working. And we started working COVID on 24th of March or 25th of March, if I'm distinctly remembering. Yeah, so the first thing was that put the industries back on track. So it was a consistent, follow up, consistent working with the government officials, with the administration. It wasn't that we were selfish, that we just wanted to start the industry. We also worked with them to create an SOP, how the industry should start. Before starting an industry, what should be done? After starting the industry, what care should be taken so that we take care of the COVID also at the same time. And Aurangabad was the first city in India where voluntary testing was initiated by the associations in the industries. Yeah, and let me tell you, I was one of the first five people to take a voluntary antigen testing, and that including with the honorable CP and all, to create and
Hmm.
to remove the fear factor of this COVID. So
Hmm.
I think we must have done around 20,000 antigen testings were done, rapid antigen testings were done in various industries, so that we were able to locate the infection at the root level. And the first instance, the government had said कि अगर आपके यहाँ पे एक भी कोविड मिलता है तो आपकी कंपनी 6 महीने के लिए 1 महीने के लिए हम बंद कर देंगे. This was the first guideline which had come from government of India. So I mean, our industries were, like they didn't want to start. They said यार क्या करेंगे हमको, आप हम FIR करेंगे, तब से हम घर बैठे हैं, ठीक है ना. We had to speak to the administration. We started speaking to the Honorable Minister of Industries. He was very kind enough. Entire administration was very kind enough to give us a sympathetic view. And then they modified the rule to allow that industries, because having COVID patient in your plant was like, you have done something wrong. And we said, sir, 20 out of 24 hours, you have only 8 hours where the gentleman is in our plant. We are not aware what's happening next 16 hours. How can we be held responsible? If the economy doesn't work, how are we going to survive? I mean, no one is going to survive. So this is how my journey with COVID started. I had not even taken over charge of this presidentship, because we normally take charge in 1st of July. But we started, but our team started, my honorable past president and our entire team started working the day the COVID was there, and we had to, every day was a new dawn, let me tell you, because no one knew what is the final outcome, for whether what we are doing is right or we are doing is wrong. Only the time was going to speak about it. And then now what we are working after post-COVID, now once the industry is back on track, we have started working on various requirements of the industries. How skill development can be developed, how local manpower can be, motivated. Because we have a lot of migrant workers coming in. If you are aware, a lot of industries have suffered because of the migrant workers. So now we have taken up an initiative where we have said, sir, please develop local and local talent. Please motivate them so that you don't have such kind of issues in the future. The industries have realized this. Started working on developing my local workforce in Aurangabad. At the same time, we are working on the finances part. We had various discussion with various institutions like SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank, and various to implement the government schemes. Government have given, I should appreciate the administration for, timely support which they have provided. But only thing is, it has to percolate down. Though our Honorable Prime Minister announced, Honorable Finance Minister announces, we all know that it takes time to percolate down. But fortunately, this time the banks were also very eager. They came forward. We also had a couple of meetings with them. We had to speak to them. And we are also speaking to the government of Maharashtra to release the government subsidies. Because a lot of 4,000 crores of subsidies are pending with government of Maharashtra. So if these subsidies are released on time, they are going to be a very timely help to the industry. So of course, government of Maharashtra is gracious enough. They have released substantial amount, and we expect also that in near future further amount would be released. So this has been my journey of COVID, and now post-COVID, now we are thinking about business opportunities, how to create business opportunities, how we can have more B2B meetings, where our MSMEs can get opportunities to develop their business. Because one of the major factor which we have found is, now exports seems to be a better opportunity today, because people are looking beyond China. And we have a couple of companies who have now started exporting to China. One of the bulk drug supplier, he has started exporting to China, and he's based out of Aurangabad region.
So I can say that the situation was very unprecedented, but you managed well. Like CMI, the entire team managed really very well. And I would also like to know, like, what are the positive things you can take from this COVID era or the pandemic situation? What are the positive things CMI think happened now?
See, CMI basically, our industries are basically have always had a die-harding spirit. We never, industries have to have that spirit to survive. And if you can see, in the month of October and November, largest, people have seen achieving levels which they have never achieved for last 5 years. So this is how the industry has, some industries have risen out of this COVID era. And I think nothing is invisible, except that we have now learned, industries have learned that we need to take care of the social aspects also.
Correct.
And lot of industries have now started have created social various internal teams where they are taking care of their workers, they are taking care of co-workers, staff, colleagues. So this has definitely been a good opportunity. Also, we have
Mhm.
learned to what level we can reduce our costs. I mean, this is a very positive sign because if we have to be competitive all over internationally, then it is very important that we have to think in all levels. I mean, I've been speaking to some of my colleagues and they said they have achieved a reduction in cost like they have never thought about.
Mhm.
So lot of positives are there, lot of positives. You just have to, grab it and go ahead. There are nothing which cannot not which is not achievable. Let me and with the kind of government support which we have received, this is the first time I would personally say that I'm very very impressed by the way government machinery, health machinery has got. And one of the opportunities we are looking at is the health sector seems to be a very big opportunity for industry. Most of the health equipments were coming from outside. As you are well aware that even the oximeter was being imported. Incidentally, my first consignment of masks came from China.
Okay.
Uh, and it took a long time, lot of follow up with the logistics part to see that it came on the flight and the flight reached and lot of things went in. So you can realize that now you are so easily accepting it that masks to यहाँ बनना चाहिए था, but because no
Hmm.
one focused on it, no one was really focused that industry, medical industry is somewhere you can think about. But now people have started thinking. There are people who have put in our plants in 2 months. We had a plant in
Hmm.
Aurangabad which started in month of July, and they started manufacturing 50,000 masks per day.
Wow.
So that was the so I believe this is a positive sign that they could grab that opportunity. So there are a lot of things which can be taken and we can develop these opportunities. Yes.
So, correct. You, as you said, well, there are new opportunities coming up. Making of sanitizers that stands, and then this mask. And I can also add up to this like our online interview. Basically, we have like we are the media people, and we are used to come to your places to have this interview session. Now we are online interview, so we can add this also.
And it was
So,
so easy.
moving forward, my next question to you is: last year, CMIA partnered with United Nations Development Program, that is UNDP, to set up a help desk, which will provide support to MSMEs. So, can you just tell us about this program?
Yes, we within a span of 3 months, we did a survey
Mhm.
of around 200 and 250 companies, wherein
Okay.
we our people visited those companies. They tried to understand what were the problems they were facing. What help? I mean, that was the basic requirement, and we provided this entire data to UNDP so that they could work on it. At the same time, when we went to them for their problems, some of the issues were there which could be addressed by us. So those issues were taken up by us, and we tried to, support. This was basically for the MECME supports post COVID.
Hmm.
What were their requirements? So lot of counseling also went into it. And UNDP provided all the data to UNDP so that they collected the entire data from all over. I think quite number of industrial centers, and then they worked on it, and then they used this data to support and guide the policy making people who can come up with the right support system for the MECMEs. So this was one of them which was, and I think some of the our suggestions which went have been accepted there and they have also implemented. So I these are some of the issues I thought.
Oh,
Yeah.
great, great. Yeah. So moving forward, like, can you tell us like what are the initiatives for startups by CMIA? How the initiatives and what are the policies for such startups?
We have our own vertical which is Magic, which is Marathwada Accelerator of Growth and Incubation Center. We have been, but our mentors have been working with startups for a long time now. It has been now 3 years we have been working on startups. To just give you a
Hmm.
small statistical data I can provide, we have supported around 43 startups until now. 15
Wow.
startups have been incubated. and around 1 crores amount has been generated for the startups. Seed funds have been provided to around 7 or I think 8 startups. So this activity has been going on regular basis, and we have around now we have our mentors who have been spending hours and hours, guiding these startup people to how to take each step forward. See, coming up with the idea is one thing, and creating that idea, developing this idea, and having a sustainable startup.
Hmm.
Having fund is also easy nowadays. Of course, people are being a little careful about providing funds. But still, if you have a good idea, if you have a good conceptualization, and you are able to present it properly and implementation is proper, then fund is available. It's not very difficult. But sustaining is also very difficult. So we need to, people come up with lot of zeal, lot of enthusiasm, but they lack what they lack in, how a business can be sustained. So this is a very good activity which has been taken, consistently being taken forward by CMI. In fact,
Hmm.
we have also created one challenge which is happening now. Around 300 startups are participating into it, which will be inaugurated by our Honorable Minister Nitin Gadkari. This is
Okay.
around Atmanirbhar Bharat challenge to 2021.
Okay.
300 startups are going to participate in this competition, and they are going to present their various ideas, and out of that,
Hmm.
a few ideas will be selected, and lot of eyes are on there. People are lot of keeping a watch on this challenge, because there are seed funds people who want to support good ideas. There are people who want to be the initial promoters of these startups. So they are all keeping a watch on this challenge. And Honorable Minister of Nitin Ji Gadkari is going to inaugurate this in on this
Okay.
Friday, coming Friday. So these are the
Hmm.
some of the things which we are taking up by with the startups also.
Commendable. Like as you said very well that starting or having an idea is very easy, but to execute is very hard. And to get that supporter also, it's a very tough job. And CMIA is supporting that. It is a very commendable job.
Yes,
Yeah. So
I'm very fortunate to have my team, our past presidents, our all members who are very active. And whatever activity is happening today, it is not just because that's what I said. CMI is carrying a legacy of 50 years. So,
hmm,
and it isn't just a legacy where people come and leave. People are there who are supporting the initiatives being taken, various initiatives being
great. So moving forward, like I want to ask you, like how CMIA is resolving skill gap issues for the industries of Marathwada region.
A very good question, ma'am, because this is something initiative which is close to my heart. Uh, we have now partnered with Government of India, and an initiative Strive has been developed for development of
Okay.
skill development. I spoke about it a few minutes back also.
Hmm.
Uh,
Correct.
we are 600. Initially, we'll be developing 600 people who will be given
Hmm.
training, theoretical training in the classrooms, and for 3 months, and then for next 9 months they will be given on-job training. And once the training
Okay.
is over, they will be provided with the job in the same company. Uh, in the same, we have got around 60 companies who have registered. We have registered around 60 companies who have
Hmm.
agreed to support this initiative. And
Okay.
we look forward to having a very good association with our industry, because here we play two parts. One is that
Hmm.
we come close to our industries because they see that some positive of support which is basically required. Skill development is something which none of the industry can survive without it. And it's high time that we learn to develop organized skill development. We do get lot of people, young boys and girls who come out of ITIs and various organizations, but they don't know how to take it forward, or then
Hmm.
they don't go properly, or then they go through the very unorganized sector. Probably they land up somewhere and they get frustrated also at
Hmm.
times. But when you create such kind of initiatives, and we are now to get this pool of 600 people, we have been trying to capture all the educational institutes. Like we have SIPET here, which is Plastic Technology Institute. We also have ITIs. Various ITIs are here. Polytechnics are there. So various government institutes, German tool rooms are there. So we are trying to catch up from people from there. We are talking to the public representatives. Lot of people come to our public representatives कि हमको जॉब चाहिए सर आप चिट्ठी दो. सो सर आप चिट्ठी मैं बोलता हूँ सर चिट्ठी की जरूरत नहीं आप वो बंदे को हमारे पास भेज दो सिर्फ उसको बोलो कि काम करेगा 9 महीना वो सिंसियरली करेगा तो उसको अपने आप जॉब मिल जाएगा उसको वापस आपके पास आने का जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगा क्योंकि स्किल डेवलपमेंट के लिए पीपल इंडस्ट्री इज रेडी टू पे एन अमाउंट upfront also. I mean, even when we have for 3 months, when we give theoretical training, the industry is going to support it without the gentleman coming to the industry. So they are trying to invest something into that boy so that he can, in future be helpful to the industry. Uh, so these are good things. So these are various initiatives, we have been taking forward.
Fantastic. It is I think it is the peak time that we understand that education system which you are approaching, that is a very good step, because I think so there is a need of the hour to go for skill oriented education rather than this exam oriented education. And CMI is taking the perfect step for this education. And going for that. So, like moving forward, sir, I want to know, like, how do you see the future of Marathwada and MSME in the Marathwada region?
Ma'am, Aurangabad has been very fortunate that we have got one of the largest industrial land banks developed in India. We have 6,500 hectares of Auric City, which is readily available on platter for multinationals, for good industries to come and put up their industries. I mean, I would say this is one of the best infrastructure ever developed in India. I mean, one should visit this and see this infrastructure to believe it. I mean, when you go there and you see the infrastructure, it is directly plug and play. If you look at it, it is a very good future. We are very much after our policy makers. We are very much after the people who are, decision makers here. And we are trying to invite lot of industries. Lot of things are going under, I mean, behind the curtain to get industries to Aurangabad. If we are able to get the industries as we have been, thinking about, then automatically the entire ecosystem will grow. The city will grow, the MSME infrastructure will grow, the entire ecosystem will. The need is that we get some good investments in Aurangabad, and this has been our final requirement which we need to achieve. We have been talking to consulates, various consulates also, consulate generals also, that we are trying to focus, we are trying to market this Auric city with the government of Maharashtra, because this is going to be a very crucial factor for Aurangabad. Fortunately, Aurangabad now is blessed with a very good infrastructure. We have got very good flights. Now, Samruddhi Highway, which is coming up, the expressway, which is information expressway, which is coming up from Mumbai to Aurangabad, is also one of the major infrastructure project which has come up. We are also having another NH highway joining from Sholapur to Dhulia. So this will be connectivity between north and south. So I believe all things are right today. Only thing we should get some good industries. And CMI has taken it on its own also to see that how industries and how multinationals can come to Aurangabad. And this should play a big role for the future. At the same time, we are also trying to, like, we had a very good meeting with Indonesian consulate. Honorable General was here, and we have been trying that they also want to develop auto hub in Indonesia, because Indonesia also has a good automobile center. So we had spoken to them of having a tie-up where we can have a B2B meeting with their manufacturers. I mean, they can learn from our technology, and we can provide them technology, or we can also think about putting up plants there in the near future or whatever. Because I'm very proud to say that not a single car all over the world can be made without a part in automobile part going from Aurangabad. This is the strength of automobile industry in Aurangabad, and we need to cash down on it.
Okay. So, lastly, asking you the last question for the session is like, you being an entrepreneur yourself and a very successful one. So can you just tell us, being an entrepreneur, what advice or what advice you want to give? Like, what are the three priorities any MSMEs in Marathwada region or in India or in Maharashtra should consider for themselves?
My first and foremost quality which I would like to give, guide people or tell people is perseverance.
Hmm.
You have to pursue your dreams. You just dreaming is one part, and pursuing and trying to complete achieving those dreams is the second part. And
Correct.
once you try to do that, you will get automatically you will survive. Industry survives. I mean, if you see 90% of our industries are have normally becoming second generation entrepreneurs. Why? It's just not it's not so easy. You put up an industry and it works. I believe it takes first 5 years to come to and good develop that industry. You need to be very dedicated and focused on things. Things automatically fall in place, and you need to be alert on the business opportunities which are being made available to us. Like we have started personally for me. We have started working with multinationals now. We found an opportunity with some multinational, and today we have found a good vendor. We have become a good vendor for them. So it took 3 years for me to get the vendorship of this particular company. And I know how much investment, how much my people, my team would have put in efforts. We have had at least 30 visits from that industry coming to us and providing support. But I had to put in lot of investment, lot of money, time, and patience to bring it to this level. And I know that in next 2 years it would provide a good business opportunity for me. So in same ways, you have to be alert about the business opportunities available. As I just spoke a few minutes back, like we never thought that we would export medical devices to China, but it was only the entrepreneurship of our Indian MSMEs that we could find this opportunity and encash on it. So I think these are the two or three things we should be, focused. And third thing, you should be very disciplined with your finances. As soon as you get a little extra finance, you start thinking of developing unnecessarily diversion into various activities. You never do that. Industry should be focused on their whatever they are doing. You should try to be the best in the field.
Yeah. So firstly, thank you so much. So this is it. We are at the end of our session, and I hope my audience had got the insight of CMIA and also the other things which Sir have mentioned. So firstly, Sir, thank you so much for being here, for your precious time and valuable knowledge. It was pleasure having you here. I hope you liked our conversation also.
Well, thank you very much, SME Ventures, and thank you for taking up this initiative. And thank you, Yasmeen, for guiding me so sweetly through the entire conversation. It was very nice speaking to you, and I didn't need to speak out about CMI. You spoke out the various subjects, and automatically we had something to do in that field. So thank you so much for taking the journey forward, and hope to interact more in future. And
Yeah.
CMI is always there, and CMI, and if you have some good initiatives, CMI would always be available. Take up these initiatives. Thank you so much once again.
My pleasure, sir. So this is it. I just want to add that you can just watch our interview at our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, and our website www.smeventure.com. So please do follow us, like us, share, and I hope you are liking our these conversations. We'll get back to you with more of this kind of interactive sessions. Till then, stay safe, sir. Best wishes from our side, from SME Venture and myself. Yeah. This is Yasmeen Khan signing out for the day. Thank you so much.